Joining us now, House Majority Leader, Mr. Steve Scalise of the great state of Louisiana. Steve, welcome. I want to get to one big, beautiful bill in a second. Just your quick reaction for a moment on Pete Hegseth today in the House, in the Senate Armed Services Committee.
Yeah, great being back with you, Larry. I thought Pete did a really good job. And, you know, you could see there's some people that are just trying to take their cheap shots. I think people are fed up with that approach. You know, and he really showed why President Trump picked him. You know, he talked about, you know, you only had a few generals that won World War II. We've got over 40 generals today. It's very top heavy at the Pentagon. He wants to right size it. He wants to go in and focus on the warfighter, on our men and women in uniform who are on the front lines, not all the big bureaucracy at the Pentagon. And I know some people will be upset about that, but frankly, most people across the country are hungry for those kind of reforms that Pete is going to usher in. I thought he handled himself well. Yeah,
100%. That was a great moment when he laid that out. Mr. Scalise, let me ask you about one big, beautiful bill. The clip has the speaker speaking. You're standing right next to him. Good timetable. End of February for a budget resolution. Easter for reconciliation bill, all done by Memorial Day. Why not? That's my point. Why not?
That's right, Larry. And we talked about this during the campaign. We said we're not going to wait until November 5th. And gee whiz, I hope we win the House, Senate, and White House, and then we'll figure out what to do. We had already started working months ago. You know, I met with President Trump months ago. I've been meeting with committee chairs, and we laid out what we would do, you know, one big, beautiful bill. But ultimately, what's in that bill is what matters to the country. And that is getting real tax reform, making sure that we don't have any tax increases. That's a big place to start. Getting energy policy right. You know, opening up more American energy to lower costs, lower energy costs, lower food costs. Get border security is going to be a part of that. Get into all these crazy rules and regulations. So how do you do it? You do it through budget reconciliation. So I started early. We had meetings with our membership. You know, we have a large bulk of our members in this new class have never been through budget reconciliation. Even though you and I were there in 2017, doesn't seem that long ago. For a lot of our members, they weren't here as part of that process. So we did an education process the last few weeks. We've had great participation there. But then you've got to put together a budget. And Chairman Jody Arrington and I started meeting with individual committee chairs. That process started this week earlier, where we're literally sitting down with, you know, we only had two committees that were involved in this last time in 2017. Produced a great bill, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, but it was just Ways and Means and Natural Resources. This time we're going to have at least 8 to 10 committees involved, Larry. That's a lot of different members, a lot of different committees that are going to be working. So we have to do the budget first. And we've said by February, we'll have that done. That means March, the month of March. You just go draw it up on your calendar. You're going to see 8 to 10 committees in Congress working feverishly to find waste, fraud, and abuse, to identify real savings. And I'm talking not tens, I'm talking hundreds of billions of dollars of savings from some of these committees where they're going to be able to put real reforms in place. You know, then we can do good energy policy. All of those things are part of what budget reconciliation is, to get you the budget savings to then go and also put in place these tax cuts so that we don't have any of the Trump tax cuts from 2017 come back and hurt our economy. And then, of course, President Trump wanted to go further. During the campaign, you heard him saying, no tax on tips. We're building that into our model, Larry. We're doing a lot of things that are going to get great economic benefit to the hardworking families who are struggling out there under the weight of this failed Biden economy. Let's turn it around. Let's get America moving again. We have a bold agenda because people don't want to wait. Let's get this thing moving quickly.
Well, you had H.R. 1 energy. You have that. You passed that. Actually, it was on this show. You unveiled it.
Yeah.
You've got H.R. 2.
H.R. 1 on your show. Yes. We gave you a hard hat.
I know, and still have it. You have H.R. 2, which is the border closing. So you got that. Jason Smith's doing the tax stuff. You just outlined a very interesting budget process, which sounds terrific. So I never understood why this was so hard. And if you get something through by Easter or whatever, Memorial Day, I think that's terrific. Then the blue collar boom we've been talking about, you know, for the working class coalition that elected Mr. Trump, it will all be there, sir. It can all be done that quickly.
It will happen, and it'll happen quickly. We saw, you know, with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, unfortunately, because Congress and the president were not on the same page in 2017, it took us a year to get that bill signed into law. We lost invaluable time. And by the way, the economy staggered and just kind of shrugged along until we finally got that bill passed. Then we saw incredible economic output. We saw great wage growth. Families started seeing more money in their pockets, which really matters to them. This time around, we're way ahead of that curve. We are all on the same page. We've been working on this for months. The committees, there's limits on budget reconciliation, so it's not like you could just snap a finger. Hey, let's take H.R. 1 and do H.R. 1. There's some things in H.R. 1 that don't fit under the limitations of budget reconciliation, but the things that do, we want to put those in the bill. Same thing with border policy. The same thing, by the way, with so many other committees that weren't involved last time that will be. Work requirements. Some of the things that have been needing to happen to get real efficiency out of government and savings in the tune of tens and hundreds of billions of dollars. People are fed up throwing their money down trash cans and watching the government pay people not to work, watching the government do all these ridiculous things. Why? And they say, why don't we fix it? A lot of that you're going to start seeing fixed in this great budget reconciliation bill. And again, March, the committees will do the work. By April, we'll have it passed through the House.
Mr. Majority Leader Steve Scalise, thank you for outlining that. We appreciate it very, very much. Good to see you, sir.